Gamers Show. I'm joined by Eric, from the design director from DICE on Mirror's Edge Catalyst. So, Eric, what kind of a show has this been for you guys?
It's been a really great show so far. We've, we showed the trailer. People love the trailer. Sarah's job at the press conference, everybody loved that. And now they're playing the game down at our booth, and people seem to love it. So I'm very happy.
So the original Mirror's Edge was something of a cult classic, and it kind of, we never thought we'd see another one. So how did those discussions kind of go in order for you guys to bring it back in such a way?
I mean, it's a game we always wanted to bring back. We always wanted to continue what we started. We just wanted to do it in the right way. Everybody wanted to free roam in the first game, right? And that's one of the core things we wanted to do. And then there were lots of other stuff that we just felt we needed to get right.
Yeah.
And also moving over to Frostbite engine, and there was lots of stuff to do.
So we'll talk a little bit about Frostbite because that's what's helping give the game its gorgeous aesthetic. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
So Catalyst is Faith's. It's kind of like Faith's origin story.
Yeah, exactly. This is it's a reboot of the first game. We're keeping lots of the things we liked from the first game, but we also wanted a kind of a clean slate to be able to have a really stable foundation to build on. So this is Faith's origin story. You get to see how she starts out as like a carefree runner on the rooftops, and then gradually becoming a heroine.
So I mean, that's the thing that kind of not confused me, but I was expecting a straight-out sequel because the ending of the first game, no spoilers, did leave things open.
Kind of a cliffhanger, yes.
So you guys are kind of teasing us all there, but I am kind of glad to see we see how Faith became the amazing strong woman that she is.
That's the idea, yeah. Exactly. So that's what went down there.
So let's talk a little bit about the world.
Yeah.
It has this wonderful trade-off between looking stunning, pristine, but things under the surface, and it's not all as it seems.
I mean, it's a beautiful world, and at a glance, maybe it's the world you actually would want to live in. But if you just scratch the surface a little, you're gonna see it's a horrible place. People are under surveillance 100% of the time. The conglomerate, the authorities, they know where you are all the time, and you're caught. Everybody who lives in this world is caught in this endless cycle of basically work, sleep, consume, and nothing else is tolerated.
And Faith obviously finds herself in that world as a runner, making sure that the underground is getting important messages, conversations are happening.
Exactly. When the game starts, she's in a kind of a gray area. She's doing jobs for the corporations. She's doing jobs for the resistance. Not really picking a side. But then, because of events in the game, she gets caught in the conflict and takes a side. And,
hopefully the right side.
Hopefully the right side. I think she picks the right side.
The right side. So the game has moved from basically a 3D platformer to open world.
Yeah, we like to think of it as a free roaming title. Yeah. Where freedom of choice is the most important thing. It's still we've got a really strong story that propels you through the city, but we've got lots of different other things for you to do. Side missions, or just races, or just hunting for collectibles, exploring this beautiful world.
So there's going to be like environmental puzzles as well.
Yeah, lots of those. I mean, the game is about moving. It's about, because you can interact with anything. If you can climb on anything, you can run on anything, jump, whatever. So it's a lot about looking at the world. Finding that spot way over there. Say, will I be able to get there? And
and you can.
Probably you can.
Just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So how do you keep the player on track with the story then? If everything's free roam, very spread out.
I mean, the story is you'll always have a number of objectives to play if you want to, but the player can always choose when to continue with the story. And which missions will propel them forward is going to be obvious for them, we hope.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Frostbite, because I mean, it's DICE's amazing revolution, I guess, in terms of gaming, and we have a ton of games powered by Frostbite now. Mirror's Edge Catalyst looks absolutely stunning. We can see it here. What's the move to the engine been like?
I mean, we've been working on Frostbite for several years, since Bad Company 1. It's an engine we know, and we have lots of influence, what we want to do with it, and we're deep down there digging into it.
Are you still finding kind of new things to do with it?
We're finding new things to do. We're adding new things to do. It's like there's a great cooperation with the Frostbite team and DICE.
And obviously it has this beautiful aesthetic. But let's talk a little bit more about gameplay. So Faith, at least when I was playing the original game, I like to think of her as just a free runner. She shouldn't have any kind of want to do any gunplay. I tried as best I could to keep away from
it. It was pretty hard.
It was hard. I mean, you were rewarded if you managed to do it. Sadly, I couldn't. What's that going to be like in Catalyst?
So in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Faith will never use guns.
Okay.
So you just won't have the option. It's all about using your speed, your momentum, and using the moves that you perform while we're just traversing the rooftops and combining. So we built the combat system into that. It's all about momentum, taking enemies down quickly, efficiently, using your hands and feet.
How's the parkour system changed then? I assume it's had a few tweaks, upgrades?
It's had lots of tweaks. It's still based on the system. I mean, players of the first game are going to recognize it.
Yep.
But it's just way smoother, and there's just way more things you can do once you start experimenting with it. It's just it's a way more fluid system.
How have you managed to incorporate, I assume, player feedback from the first game, or has it just been a buttload of playtesting?
So we listen to feedback all the time. We have people from the community coming and playing. We look at them, we listen to what they say, etc. And then there's lots and lots of play testing, of course, and also actually just new good ideas. Why don't we do this? And then we try it, and then this is if it's a good idea, we keep it.
Are there any new kind of moves that wouldn't be possible? You think that maybe if we push, we can make this happen. This would look really cool, or this would be cool to do, or are you keeping it kind of really rooted in?
So I mean, we're keeping it rooted in free running or parkour, but we've expanded on the system. We're adding gadgets to the game. We're not talking about that yet, but we'll be talking about that more later. But it's still deeply rooted in free running, and it's a freer system. It just feels freer now when you play it.
Let's talk finally. Just end on VR's big now. It's a thing.
Yes.
Will Mirror's Edge Catalyst ever come to VR?
Who knows? Maybe. I think VR is great. I love stuff. I think VR is, you can't just take Mirror's Edge and slap VR on top of it.
I imagine the discrepancy between
you move a lot, and it becomes problematic. So if we do VR, we're going to make sure to do it right. That I can promise.
Wonderful. Eric, thank you so much for joining me. Wonderful. Mirror's Edge Catalyst out early next year. Be sure to stay here at the GameSpot stage where we will be having, we've got one more big game coming up today. We are having one hell of a time here at E3 2015. Don't go anywhere.